Hello, my name is Luke Pearson and I'm a theatre maker from Mansfield. This video workshop is all about storytelling and I'm going to offer you a few exercises and activities to put together and then perform your own story. For this workshop you will need something to write with, a pen and some paper, or you could use an electronic device. Humans have been telling stories forever and you are already an expert storyteller. Every day we tell stories to our partners, our families, our friends, our neighbours. And when someone says to you, "How was your day?" or "Tell me about what happened at the weekend," they're inviting you to tell them a story. But where does the inspiration for a good story come from? Well, like some of the interactions I've just mentioned, sometimes it starts with a question. For the first exercise, I'd like you to take around 2 minutes and write down as many questions as you can, starting with the words, "What if?" Don't worry about how absurd or wonderful or ideological these questions seem. For instance, it could be, what if trees could speak? What stories would they have to tell? What if I won the lottery? What would I do with all that money? What if I could teleport? Where would I go? What if I had another superpower? What if I was Prime Minister and I was in charge of the country? What laws would I bring in? Take 2 minutes to write down as many as you can. Have a go at that now. Once we have a starting point for a story, we then need to think about conflict, action, and resolution. All good stories contain some kind of conflict that needs resolving. For instance, it could be that a character needs to retrieve or return something, like Indiana Jones or Lord of the Rings. It could be that one character falls in love with another character but cannot pursue this love, like Romeo and Juliet. Or it could be that an event has occurred and a character needs to solve the mystery as to what happened or who did it, like an Inspector Calls or an Agatha Christie novel. Look back over your what ifs and pick one, and then think about what the conflict, action, and resolution could be. In other words, what does your character want or need? How are they going to get it? And what is the outcome? Once you've thought of your conflict, action, resolution, we can then think about structuring the story. The following prompts are useful to give your story an arc and to give the conflict, action, resolution some kind of shape. So, write down these prompts and complete the rest of the sentence. Once upon a time. Until one day, because of that, until finally, and ever since then. If you need to, pause the video and go back to those prompts, writing each one down before you have a go at completing the sentence. This will give your story some kind of structure and some kind of shape. Now you've got your starting point, you've got your conflict, action, resolution, and you've got a loose structure for your story. Have a go at writing it. Now, if you're really up for a challenge, you could think about performing or recording your story. You could perform it for a family member or a neighbour, or you could record it using your phone or a laptop, etc. Here's my 3 hot tips for telling a good story. Number 1, think about the pace at which you deliver your story. Which bits need to be delivered fast to build suspense? Which bits need to be delivered more slowly and carefully? Number 2, think about your audience. This will help you adopt the appropriate and right tone to deliver your story. For instance, we might adopt a different tone for an audience of children than we would for an audience of adults. Number 3, finally, think about your story being rich for all of the senses. Is there any visual aids that you can use, such as props or backgrounds or costumes? Are there any other sound effects that you can use or music to enhance the sound of your story? Thanks for watching this Create to Connect workshop for City Arts.